Today we're covering Chapter 8, Lesson 8, Surface Area of Rectangular Prisms. And this is in your textbook on page 663 to 668. Surface area is the sum of the area of all the faces of a 3D shape. This is a 3D shape. And in 7th grade, we use nets, which is this. It's the 3D shape unfolded so that it's flat and you can see all the faces. So like this is one of the faces, and this is one of the faces, and this is the side faces, and then these is the bottom, and this is the top. And we're going to find the area of each one of those faces and add them up. Okay, let's try this example. They've already shown us a net, so that's a box unfolded so we can see all of the faces. And as you can see, all of the faces of this rectangular prism are rectangles. So we need the formula for area of a rectangle. That would be base times height. So to find the area of each one of these rectangles, I'm going to multiply the base times the height. So let's do this one right here. That would be like the back of our box. And that's going to be the base is 15 times the height is 10. And the back of the box is the same as the front of the box. They're the same size, so they're the same measurements. So that I'm going to multiply times 2. So this one was 150 because 10 times 15 is 150. And this one's also 150. And then we're going to do the sides. The base is 10. And the height is 10. And that side is going to be the same as this side over here. So again, that's times 2 because they're both going to be 10 times 10. And 10 times 10 is 100. So those are both 100. Then we have the bottom of the box. And the base is going to be 15. And the height is 10. So that's 15 times 10. And that, the bottom is the same as the top of the box. So it's going to happen twice again. And 15 times 10 is 150. So this one's 150 and this one's 150. Then we want to add all those sides together. So the back and the front, that makes 300 plus the two sides, 200 plus the top and the bottom is another 300. So all together that makes 800. And that's inches squared because area is always a measure of how many squares will fit on something. Okay, so there's kind of a pattern. If you'll see, we used every number twice. 15 got used twice, and 10 got used twice. And then the other 10 also got used twice. So there's a little bit of a pattern if you see it. Okay, there's also lateral surface area. So that was the total surface area. Lateral surface area excludes, that means does not include, the top or the bottom. So that means it's the same thing, but we'd take this off because that was the top and the bottom. So the lateral surface area would just be 300 plus 200, which is 500. Let's look at your worksheet and see if we start to notice that pattern I was talking about. Number 1 says the net of a rectangular prism and its dimensions are shown in the diagram. What is the total surface area of the box of the rectangular prism in square inches? So first of all, we're looking for total surface area. And we can abbreviate that as SA for surface area. I left you some extra room on this side for working, but if you write small, you can go ahead and write in the little boxes. I notice all the shapes are rectangles, so I start with the formula for area of a rectangle, which is base times height, which means for each one of these I'm multiplying the base times the height. So this first one would be 5 times 10, which is the same as this one over here, 5 times 10. So I'm going to try to show you the pattern. That's 2, 5 times 10. And then there's this great big one on top, that's 10 times 16. And it seems to be the same as this one on bottom, which is also 10 times 16. So that's 2 more that are 2 times 10 times 16. And then there's this little skinny long one that's 5 times 16. And this one is 5 times 16. So there's 2 of those also. So for this first one, we have 5 times 10, which is 50 times 2, plus 10 times 16, which is 160 times 2, plus 5 times 16, which is 80 times 2. And then we want to go ahead and multiply those. So 2 times 50 is 100, plus 2 times 16, which is 330, plus 2 times 80, which is 160. Then we can add them all up. And I know that you probably could have just added them from the picture, but I need you to start seeing a pattern because they do take the picture away sometimes. So if you add all those up, surface area equals 580 inches squared. Let's try another one like that. And Tuan is wrapping a block of cheese shown by the net below. What is the total surface area of the block of cheese in square centimeters? So let's start with these 2 little tiny squares. So again, we start with surface area equals, and it's going to be 2 times the base is 6 and the height is 10, plus, let's go for this one over here, and there's 2 of that one also. So 2 times the base is 10 and the height is 22, plus this one here in the middle with this one here on the end, 2 of them. The base is 6, and the height is 22. Okay, so you start to see the pattern. If you look really closely, we use each number twice. 6 was used twice. 10 is used twice. 22 is used twice. So there's another pattern to kind of look for. Okay, let's work it out. First we have 6 times 10, which is 60, times 2. 6 times 22, 132. So 2 times 132 plus 10 times 22 is 220 times 2. And then 2 times 132 is 264 plus double 220. And then we have to add all those together. So the total surface area is 824 centimeters squared. Okay, so let's look and see if we've recognized the pattern well enough to do it without a picture. Number 3 says Cody is painting the front door of his house. The dimensions of the doors are 80 inches by 36 inches by 2 inches. If he paints all the surfaces, how much area will he paint? So let's see if we can find that pattern. Remember, surface area equals, and then it's always going to be 2 times something. So let's pick 2 numbers, since that's all they gave us. I'm going to pick the first 2, 80 and 36. So 2 times 80 times 36 plus we need 2 more numbers to multiply times 2. So 2 times, this time let's use 80 and 2. So now you see I've used 80 twice. What do you think the next one's going to be? Has to start with 2 times, and which 2 numbers have I not multiplied together first yet? I haven't multiplied 36 and 2 together yet. So see, the pattern is that all of the numbers have to be multiplied together. 80 had to be with 36, 80 also had to be with 2. And 36 and 2 had to be together. So every number was used twice. Now let's work it out. 80 times 36. You're working it on your paper. And 80 times 2 is 160 plus 36 times 2 is 72. Now we got to multiply them again. 2 times 2,880 . 5,760 plus 2 times 160 is 320. We've done that one already. Plus 2 times 72, 144. Then we have to add all of them together. get surface area equals 6,224, and this was inches squared. On the next page, number 4. This time they gave us a picture, but it's not a net. So let's see again if we can use that pattern. Brian is sanding a set of speaker boxes that he built for his room. What is the surface area of each box? So again, we're going to look for surface area, and I see 3 numbers again, and I need to use each number twice. So remember the pattern, 2 times, and let's do the bottom of the box. That would be 1 times 2. If they give you a picture, you can see just a little bit what the dimensions are, what each side is. The side on the right here would be 2 times 4, and on the other side would be the same thing, so times 2 plus this one here, 2 times 1 times 4. Notice again, I used 1 twice, I used 2 twice, and I used 4 twice. So let's work it out. 2 times 2 plus 2 times 4 is 8 times 2 plus 1 times 4 is 4 times 2. And then we add all of those together. Get 28 feet squared. I'm going to skip these last 2 problems, although they are worked the same way. You would use each number twice. Let's look at the side that you're supposed to do. For example, number 1. Surface area. Use the pattern. It's 2 times length times width, and then 2 times length times height, then 2 times height times width. Notice everything's used twice. And if it helps you, you can just go ahead and write. I think the length is 3. And I think the width is 5, and I think the height is 9. So if I plug all of those in to the formula, 2 times 3 times 5 plus 2 times 3 times 9. See, look, I've used 3 twice. What are the only numbers I haven't multiplied together yet? The 5 and the 9, so 2 times 5 times 9. And then I can work it out and get the surface area. Lateral area means that we need to leave off the top and the bottom. Sometimes it's hard to tell which is top and bottom that you're supposed to leave off, so I'm going to tell you it's this part right here. So you need to leave off this one. If you work it out, 3 times 9 is 27 times 2 plus 5 times 9 is 45 times 2. And 3 times 5 was 15 times 2. So this is 30 plus 2 times 27 is 54. And 2 times 45 is 90. So the total surface area adds up to be 174 yards square. If I'm going to leave off the bottom, then I'm leaving off this number. So take away 30 from 174. And that would leave you with, so the lateral surface area is 144 yards square. So So I'm going to help you set up a few of these others and tell you which one you should leave off. So for number 2, let's say the length is 4 and the width is 4, so the height would be 12. You're going to leave off this bottom part here, which is one of the 4 by 12s. So when you write out your formula to find the lateral, you're going to leave off 4 by 12. For number 3, you're going to leave off the part that's touching the bottom. That would be the 9 by 3. So when you finish, whatever answer you get for surface area, you're going to take away the 9 by 3. On this last picture, the base is the 17 by 5. So whatever you get for the surface area, you're going to take away the 17 by 5, because that's the base, to find the lateral area.